Hello and welcome to Satisfactory. Now, a lot of people have been waiting for this game for a long time, and it's finally here. Boom. Excited? Yes. But we're going to jump in and see how far we can get creating our own beautiful but efficient factory world. We're going to call it Sjindustry. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Sjinny. Oh, it's good to be back. So we're in space. Nice. We're about to reach the planet. Going down, boys. Re-entry. So it's basically a first-person Factorio, which can actually be confusing. You'll never get things as slick and as efficient as you could if you had a top-down view. But the fact that you're in there with the factory makes it a lot more exciting, and it's just a lot more beautiful. Factorio was like kind of a very simple game that was kind of ugly to look at. Not so with Satisfactory. It's a really beautiful, immersive world. Open the doors. Oh, here we go.
Remember, efficiency Godspeed.
Smell that fresh air. I can't, I'm in a space. Oh, he's got a sticker on his little zapper. So I say he, you're actually a lady, I think. So you got like giant skybound manta rays. You can press P to go to photo mode. Zoom in on that bad boy. Oh yeah, that's a tick flyer with all his little babies as well. Nice. Off he goes. So here we are in this brand new fresh world. We've got a giant archway over there. That's cool. We've got some little beasties down there. In fact, there is a fire-breathing dog, which we're going to go and say hello to with our, like, Zappo stick. So these guys do lead their target, which makes them tricky to deal with. Combat is not the strongest thing about this game, but that's okay because it's a factory game. You know, you're not supposed to. Oh. Come here, you. Yeah! And we've got an alien organ, which is good to research. So the first thing you want to do is put down your hub. And it doesn't really matter where this goes, but it is good to set your base up first, at least the first things you do, near some iron nodes. So you hold C, and we can see iron ore is in the scanner. We scan for it, and we'll get little bings around the map where the nearest iron is. So 200 meters and 300 meters this way. There's a couple of deposits quite close to each other. So let's take a look. We've got nice 3 fat ore veins here. Perfect, exactly where we want to start. However, we're going to have machines nearby to the actual iron deposits, so we're going to put our base somewhere a little bit away. There's also, what's this over here? Is this limestone as well? Oh, looks like we've hit the mother lode of spawns. So there's limestone, pure, nice, and iron over there. So if we set our base up on this little ridge over here, this looks like a nice spot. It's difficult to kind of put any other machines down here, so it's a good space to put it. It doesn't need to be super open, as long as we have room around ourselves to do the machinery. But this looks like an okay spot. Boom, the hub. Perfect. And now we have the workbench where we can turn our iron ore into ingots. So we've got some iron bars. Now what we wanted to build next is the... Where is it? We've already built the hub. What's this thing? Tier 0. Hub upgrade number 1. So this will give us a craft bench and an equipment workshop. These are very useful. Having a craft bench out there in the world means you can do things with it. You don't have to come all the way back to your hub. Very essential. So having craft benches dotted around the world is a useful thing to do. Later on, though, you get the first truck, the tractor, the sugar cube, and that has a craft bench on it as well, which is very useful. So we're going to select this milestone, and we need 10 rods to continue. That's pretty simple. Boom. Done. Let's drag this over. Upgrade the hub. And now it's got a weird kind of roof. Okay, so the first thing you want to build, once you've got the hub down and once you've upgraded it to level 1, is, if you press Q, the equipment workshop. This is a big one. So it costs 6 plates and 10 rods. And we'll flip it around because it's at the back now. This looks good. We'll put it here. Nice, now we can jump from there to here in a jiffy. And from here, we can make our first important thing, which is the portable miner. However, to get the portable miner, we don't just need iron. We're going to need some copper, some wires, and some copper cable. So we need to go and find a copper vein now. Also, let's select the next hub upgrade as a milestone, because that also needs copper wire to complete. But when we do this, we'll be able to get constructors, power poles, reinforced iron plates, all the good stuff. Plus some more inventory slots. And that's good for me. So if we hold C, we get copper now. Scan for it. And if we're lucky it's nearby, If we're very unlucky, it's not. Oh, perfect. We've got a source just 200 meters this way. That is exactly what we need. So let's go dig it. We can also dig up the rest of these veins, because we're going to need to anyway. Now, I don't know why you use a chisel and not a pickaxe. Doesn't seem very efficient, but still, it's a tool. Does the job. Oh man, no, this is really a seriously good game. I started playing it. I saw Ben playing it. I was talking to him and he was like, he wasn't sure. I was like, oh, but it looks amazing. So I thought I'd give it a go. And then 8 hours later, midnight, I was like, wow, I've been playing it for how long? Okay, so we've got some copper now, and you can keep digging this. So the type of vein decides how much of a resource you can get from it. This is normal, which means we get 2 per hit. If this was impure, we'd get 1 copper ore per chisel. I'm not sure what that means when you put like diggers on it, if you get more with a digger, like a miner, but we'll see, we'll see. So now we've got some copper, it's time to go back to home base, which is actually quite far away, but probably fine. While we're on the way, we might as well pick up a load of leaves, because we're going to need some power pretty soon. Wait, is that marijuana? Am I picking up Mary Jane, the devil's leaf? Yeah, fuel, I'm not going to judge. Oh, there's loads of leaves around here, but also wood is very useful for making fuel as well. So don't throw that away either. Later on, you get chainsaws, which can help you chop down trees super quick. But for now, leaves and just wood on the floor will do us totally fine. Okay, so we've got some leaves. Our next goal is for 50 pieces of wire, 10 bars, rods, and then 10 plates. So I can probably do the plates right now quite easy. I've got loads of iron ore. This is the part that takes time early on, is manually making things. Later on, your machine's doing that for you. It's going to save you a lot of time. Our ultimate goal is to get the space elevator, but that's going to be a long way off. So I've got to pick up the pace pretty drastically. So playing this with friends can fast track your progress immensely. If you all know what you're doing, have goals, work together, you can really go through this game so quickly. It is slightly buggy. When we played, there were certain things like we couldn't see items inside other people's machines. But you know what? That's probably going to get fixed quite soon, because this is even a pre-alpha build. Oh yeah, look at all that wire. Okay, perfect. So we're going to put some of the things that we're going to research into this personal storage bin. But the leaves we have, I think we can turn into biomass pretty soon, once we get the next thing unlocked. So we'll put 50 pieces of thingy in there. We'll put, 10 iron plates. We do need a few more iron rods, but I spent all my iron. That's a bit of a shame. However, we can make a portable miner right now. And we're not going to make just one. We're going to make a few of these. 4. There we go. And we'll put 1 on each of these veins. We're also going to put 1 on the limestone as well. So we'll just get another one cooking up. Perfect. Okay. So the portable miner is your first early game mining utility. Why is it all pink? Oh, it's sunset. A weird pink sun. One thing about this game, though, is it just looks so beautiful. I love factory games, and actually, it does feel like Tekkit the game. I'd be very surprised if the people that made this game weren't huge fans of Tekkit or modded Minecraft, because while it is basically kind of Factorio, it does borrow so many of those ideas from Tekkit as well. There we go. Okay, so we'll put down the first portable miner. We put that in our hand, press left click. Now you can put as many of these down on this thing as you want, and it'll kind of fill up over time with the ores that you need. Oh, look at this thick boy. Ooh, what's he doing? Has he got the hiccups? So these things aren't hostile, I don't think. But later on, you can kind of take out their legs with your vehicle. And that is actually quite funny. Cruel, but funny. So we'll put 1 on the iron ore here. 1 on the iron ore here. Oh, it's getting dark. And then last but not least, we're heading upstairs to put 1 on the copper vein. Now it's quite difficult to get up this cliff face. So what I think we're going to do is put down some... Oh, I know where we are. Yes, I do know where we are. Excellent. Okay. So later on you can put down some foundations and basically transform all of this cliff into a man-made steel ramp, which would be a good way of getting up and down it without having to faff around. So last but not least, we'll put down a smelter here and just let this gather up the copper that we need over time. There we go, and look at this. 43 iron ore. Probably be more in here, like 50 or something. Yeah, and I'd say 60 or 70 over here. Boom. Now the game does say that you can put down smelters to speed up, or automate even, the smelting of materials. But it's kind of awkward to take things from the portable miners and put them in the smelters early on. Also, we need to plan ahead because eventually we're going to put big mining machines on these veins and they're going to come out this way a bit and then deposit into smelteries. When these things get 100 items in their inventory, they basically stop working. So they're not a really super good, efficient way of doing things. But we definitely have the materials now to unlock the next phase. So let's get that done first. Got the iron rods. Deposit all these things. Upgrade the hub. Boom! Now we have a proper roof. And what else have we got? A little living quarters. Got no furniture yet, but I could live here if I want to. I wonder what happens if you send an email to Ada at FixItBiz.
Build menu and craft bench respectively.
So the next milestone is going to give us the exciting feature of conveyor belts. Then Hub Upgrade 4 gets us the miner and the storage container, and that means we can fully automate all of our processes. Upgrade 5 gives you biomass burners, which means you can support more machines, which is very good. And our ultimate goal is the space elevator. But this thing is huge and takes a lot of materials to make. So it's going to be quite the wild ride. Right, so the next upgrade requires loads of plates, loads of cable, concrete, and reinforced iron plates. So we're going to have to start getting to automate things now. Let's set up some simple systems that are going to get us some iron plates and some iron rods, and some wires and some cables. A lot of your early game is going to be spent here at this crafting bench. It takes a long time, but it's fine. It's fine. Now the crafting button seems to kind of heat up and start to glow, and I got kind of worried because I thought, hang on a sec, is this overheating? Is it going to blow up any second? But it doesn't seem to, so I guess it's just a graphical thing. Okay, so that's all of the ingots turned into plates and rods. We're also going to need some reinforced plates, which needs some screws, and it's 3 per constructor, but we're going to want 6 constructors, so we're going for 12 of these bad boys. Right, time to build our first machines. So roughly speaking, one miner will make enough iron ore to feed 2 smelteries. So we're going to press Q, go to the smelter, switch it around. You can put down foundations to have things snap closer, but foundations cost a lot of concrete early on, so we're not going to bother too much with that. So 1 vein, 2 smelters. Oh, we need more iron rods for this. So we'll just power this up first. Start as we mean to go on. Take 100 iron ore from there and put it in. Now the red light means it's not powered. That's fair enough. You're making iron ingots, my friend. That is iron in there. Cool. But we're going to need some power cables to go into this smelter. So back to the old grindstone. You do find yourself needing materials for all kinds of things, and there's nothing more frustrating than going out on a project, trying to start building some few machines, and then you run out of materials midway. Later on, you get so much inventory space that it doesn't really become an issue. But certainly in the early game, this can be a bit tricky, because now we're missing wire. Oof. Okay, so we've got a bunch of iron, we've got a bunch of copper, and we want to map out in our heads what we're going to do. So we've got this little verge here that's perfect for, what's this? A green power slug.
This semi-slug seems to emit weak potential energy from its crystalline shell.
Okay.
Further analysis of crystals required to determine application.
So let's think about what we want to build. We're going to want, and this is where the to-do list comes in super handy. So we have 1 smelter down. We're going to want 3 more. So 1, 2, 3 smelters. Power-wise, we want to build, I think, a few power poles. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4. And special, production, constructor, we want 2 of them making plates and 1 of them making iron rods. And now that we put all these things down, it shows in our to-do list what we want to do and how much things we're going to need to actually get this stuff built. And that's great. So we'll need 9 reinforced plates. We've got 12. Tick. 6 cables. We've got 6. Tick. Loads of concrete. Tick. What we're missing are iron rods. So we can definitely make some of those now. And of course the wire. And now that we've got all these things, we've got the to-do list. It's just a super powerful way of being able to plan ahead, because sometimes you're going to want to go really far to set up a lot of machines. And if you have to come back to base halfway between doing that, it's really aggravating. So this is a cool way to get through that. Now, copper always makes wires. You're only ever going to want to make wires out of copper. So there's no worries about just turning all of our copper ingots into wires, because there's nothing else you can turn it into at this point. Okay, so let's get to it. 3 more smelters and 3 constructors. So here's a smelter. Orange is in. Put you there. And this is going to be the second vein. So we're going to put it here. And also here. Now, this isn't very efficient. If you want to kind of scale down your factory, have things very, very tight, you can definitely do that. But I like having things spread out super early, just because it's better to give yourself space to play with rather than find yourself with nothing to kind of move around later on. So we're going to come over to our generator. Press 2 to select power lines. Connect 1 here. And you can bring these things really far. 1 there. However, you can only connect 4 wires to each power pole, so you find yourself actually needing a lot more of these than you'd think. We'll put another one in between the machines. And now we can connect these up to the individual machines. So we'll put 1 there, 1 there. And generally speaking, you want to connect 2 machines to each power line, because the power line is going to need an input and it's going to need an output to the next power line. So a general limit of 2 machines per power line, per power pylon even, is ideal. There we go. So these 4 smelters now are all hooked up. All that we need to do now is put some fuel into our generator, and let's hope this thing's got enough juice to power 4 smelters. So the biomass goes in there. It's on. And by the looks, it's not using that much power. That could be because only 1 smelter's got actual stuff in it. If we fill up all of these, we might see that it's not going to be able to cut it. We'll need more power on our grid. So there's another smelter. Another smelter. And these are all going to be making iron ingots. Easy cheese. Might as well load them up, though, because we've got to empty these portable miners. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, hey! And we've got another empty. Yeah, here we go. Some more iron ore in this bad boy. Perfecto. So let's go and see what this has done to our power grid and see where we are. So early on in the game, what I was doing before was putting biogenerators near to each of my projects. That was okay. But what it meant was every time one generator ran out of fuel, I had to go and find that generator. My top tip is to build all of your biomass burners early on near to each other. So you have like a big rack of burners, so you can just go through each of them in turn and make sure they're all fully stocked up on biomass. Yeah, here we go. So it's kind of close to the limit right now. Not so great. So the smelters are in place. Now let's put down the constructors. So roughly speaking, there's a lot of maths in this game. You're going to want to work out what you're doing with the iron that's coming out of these mines. So when you put a miner, and we'll see that pretty soon once we get to the next phase, but once you put a miner down on a vein, that generally makes enough iron ore to cater to 2 smelters. 1 constructor can turn iron bars into iron plates, but that costs twice as much iron as rods. So generally speaking, you can get 2 constructors from 1 smelter making iron rods at a similar pace. So we'll start as we mean to go on and put down the constructors. So the green line means there's a good straight line between this and the smelter. And we don't have conveyor belts yet, but pretty soon we will. And then we're going to want 2 constructors here to make the iron rods. That looks good to me. So we can cancel this to-do list, because we don't need to know anymore. But we do need some more power pylons, so we'll bring this bad boy over here. And then we'll also connect this guy up to another power pole that's going to be... probably here is fine. And let's plug these bad boys in. Now this is going to stress the network, and we might blow a fuse here, so be careful. But again, this one's going to be making plates, and these two are going to be making rods. Now our power requirements haven't gone up yet because they're plugged in, but they're not operational. And this bar will go up and down as certain machines come online to do something, or maybe they're backed up and they're shutting down for some reason because they're waiting for something. So this bar will fluctuate. Basically, you want this dotted grey line to be well above this thing, just because, you know, you want to give yourself room with power. It kind of sucks that you have to rely on biomass burners so long, because you get coal power pretty soon after you build the space elevator, and that's vastly superior. That's super superior. But we can't even build it yet, so we need to do the next milestone to unlock some more cool stuff. And there's a few things here. It's not actually too bad. 75 iron plates. So we'll empty all of our smelters now and restock them. Simple. In goes some iron ore. Now this is really going to start to tax the system because we're putting a lot of machines online. These things aren't going to start until we empty their iron bars though. There we go. So we'll do that now. 100 iron. Thank you very much. We'll take the 100 out of here. And this should be a nice sweet 400 iron. And now let's put 100 iron in here to make some plates. And some iron in here. Oh, there you go. That sound means we blew a fuse. Which is fine. We'll get things back up and running pretty soon, because as soon as we upgrade the hub to the next step, we're going to get another burner, which is going to double our capacity. Boom. Okay, so what do we need? We've got 200 iron ingots. We've got the reinforced iron plates. They're in the bag. We're just going to need to make the rest of the things. So here we go. Iron rods, we need none actually. We only need plates, so we're going to make plates. And we want 75 of these bad boys. But we'll make a few more because after this we're going to get to conveyor belts, which we're going to need a lot of plates for. Okay, so we've got everything we need now. Put the cable in, the iron plates, the concrete, ready to upgrade the hub. Boom! So the next milestone is not even too hard actually. 75 rods, 100 plates, 20 concrete, 20 cables. But we're going to get this other... I think we got another biomass generator now. Oh, we didn't. We didn't. Well, we're going to need a few of these. So let's see if we can make another one now. You can't make another one yet. Okay. And if you try and reignite the fuse, it goes straight off. The power spiked above the threshold there. So we got to unlock the next phase. Now, we can actually just turn off some of these machines, because the constructor isn't actually doing much. So we're going to put you on standby for the moment and take the iron bars. And the same with these other two. Take these and turn you off. Off you go. But what we can do now is build conveyor belts. Now this is where things start to get really cool. So the iron bars come out of the smelter and go into the constructor. The iron bars come out of the smelter and they go into the constructor. The iron bars... Wait. Yeah, so we need a conveyor belt splitter, because this is going to get way too many iron bars. It's going to get backed up pretty badly. But we've turned off the constructors now, so our power network can probably support the smelters. So if we pull the switch now, we should be okay. Yeah, we're back and optimal. We're below the threshold. Perfect. So let's just put some junk in here. We don't need our defense mechanism. Probably not. We'll probably be okay. Rightio, let's get working on the next milestone. So, we've got 300 bars. We can make all of this super slick. Super easy. Okay, next phase ready. We're about to fully upgrade the hub. In goes the plates, the rods, the conkers, and the cable. Boom. Fully upgraded hub! Or is it? Is there one more? One more? I think there's one more. There's one more upgrade. Upgrade number 5.
Good luck.
So we need to remap our power now. We need a pylon near to these generators. So we're going to destroy this power line and plug both of our generators into this one. Then plug this one into the network. Fill these babies up with fuel and pull the trigger. Boom. So now if you take a look at the power capacity that we have, it's much higher. Look at that. Double what we can do. So now we can turn on the constructors and get this show really moving. Go! Okay, so what else can we build now? Do we have access to... Yes, we got them. Storage containers. We're going to need some iron plates for it, but we can put some containers in front of these machines that are going to store all of the good stuff. Otherwise, these machines get full up with the things that they're making and have to stop working, which is not where you want to be. So the next milestone, and that's when we unlock the space elevator, which is what we really want to do. It's not too hard. 500 wire seems like a lot, but it ain't that much really. 150 rods, 150 plates, and 30 concrete. So we'll use the iron that we've got so far to make some storage containers, and we'll leave the systems that we've got over here running in the background while we go and work on some copper. In fact, now the machines are up and running, we can do a flyby, a drive-by, on our constructors and just pick up all the plates and rods that they've made already. Boom, storage containers. And we're going to put these pretty close. We don't need to worry too much because these are only temporary. Okay, they're in place. Now conveyor belts to get from A to B. Oh, now let's watch these babies come out. Oh, look at those iron plates. Could eat your dinner off them. They're so clean. Pristine. Now, to make the miner Mark 1, you need some materials, but you also need a portable miner, which is why this will come in handy. We can pick this up, and it's time to plug in some big boy miner Mark 1s. You're going that way. You're going that way. And you, my friend, are kind of going this way as well. And now, if we plug these in with conveyor belts and then put some power into them, this is really going to get things automated. Now, this is going to be temporary because as soon as we get conveyor belt splitters, we're going to want to split the iron ore that's coming out of these things. Okay, so it's time to plug the power in. Now, like I said, we left the last cable spare. Now, fingers crossed we don't blow a fuse here, because we could do. It looks okay so far. Wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it. No, sounds like we're good. We're still optimal. Oh my god. Oh, we are on the cusp. We are so close to blowing a fuse. So we're gonna have to plan something ahead here. Okay, so let's work towards the final upgrade. We're putting the concrete in. Check. Now it's a shame that the copper is so far away, but you don't use copper a lot until I guess maybe you do much later, but I played for 8 hours and I didn't need copper for anything more than wire and cable. So it's not too bad. Okay, and there's the portable miner. Give it to me, baby. Okay, so down goes miner Mark 1. And it's going to output in... Where have we got space? That way. Okay. Output in that direction. Next up, 2 smelters. And we're going to put 2 constructors down. One there and one there. Oh, now one thing we didn't do was actually create a container, but I probably have enough to make another container. Yeah, I do. This is going to make wire, and this one is also going to make wire. But eventually we're going to have another constructor in front of this one that turns the wire into cable, and then puts the cable into the bin. Conveyor belt there. Conveyor belt there. And we're only going to plug this one into the warehouse to start with, because we haven't got the splitter technology. Okay, so you, my friend, are making copper ingots. And you are also going to make copper ingots, but you won't have any, so it doesn't matter. You're going to make wire. You know that. You also know you're going to make wire. That's going to accept it. Everything's good. Let's go home. Okay, we've got the stuff. Boom! Time to fully upgrade the hub. Now, when you get it fully upgraded, you get 2 things. You get a research computer in the back that can help you do some cool stuff. And also, we should get a flying boy come down.
You have unlocked
there he is.
Molecular analysis machine,
oh yeah, we done it. Boom.
Building,
now the space elevator is a truly wonderful machine. It looks so amazing and I can't wait to show you guys it. But it's taken us so long to get this far, so we're going to take a break right there. Join me next time when we definitely get the space elevator done. It's a big task, but I do think we're up to it. Until next time, take care.